Once you have a mailing list of email addresses that you want to send your newsletter or marketing email to, you next need to design what your email will contain and how it will look. To do this, you need to create a campaign within MailChimp. Now, a campaign will need to be created every time you want to send out an email. So, for example, if you were sending out a monthly newsletter, then you would create a campaign each month. So let's take a look at how you can create a campaign in MailChimp. Now, before you create your campaign in MailChimp, it is advisable to have the content of your email already prepared so that you can easily copy and paste it into your template. This just makes it easier for you later. When you log into your MailChimp account, you're taken to the dashboard, and here you can see a button on the left-hand side of the screen to create a campaign. As you can see, there are 4 different types of campaigns that you can create. But for the purposes of this video, we will create a regular old campaign, which is the basic type of campaign. Next, you need to choose the recipient list that you want to send this email campaign to. We have a choice of 2 different lists here, but we will send it to our customer list. So select this and click on the Send to Entire List button. Next, we need to give some information about the campaign itself. First, we need to give the campaign a name. This name will not appear anywhere in the email. It is just to identify the campaign within MailChimp. Now, you will see that some of the fields have already been populated with the values we would have entered when we created our mailing list. For example, the message subject, the from name and the reply to email. We could change these, but we will leave them as they are. Now for some tracking options, which are extremely useful to help you gauge the success of your email marketing campaign. You can choose to track how many people actually opened the email and also how many clicked on an option within the email. If you are using Google Analytics, you should select this option, as this lets you monitor the traffic that comes from your campaign to your website. The campaign name specified here is how it will be identified within Google Analytics. 2 other great features are the integrations with Twitter and Facebook. If you want, you can get MailChimp to connect your campaign to your Twitter and Facebook accounts so that when you send out this email campaign, a tweet and a status update will automatically be posted on your Twitter and Facebook profiles to let your followers and fans know about it. Once you're happy with your options, click Next. The next step in creating your campaign is to design your email. Now, there are lots of different templates that you can choose from, or you can also import some templates that you have created yourself. In this example, we will introduce you to the Design Genius tool, which is a really basic 3-step process to create and design your email. So click on the Design Genius button and then click on the Get Started button. First, we need to select the background for our email. As you can see, there are lots of templates to choose from, and these are organised into various categories. In this example, we're going to create an email campaign for St. Patrick's Day. If you want, you can also choose to upload your own background image. Hover over the background you want and click Select. Next, we are taken to the second step in the process where we need to choose the colour scheme for our email. Now, as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you have lots of different colour palettes to choose from. You can also choose a different category of colour palette. Choose the general category to see a different list of colour choices. Now, we want something that suits the Irish theme, so we will choose the Irish Hills option, and when you select it, you can now see that the new colours have been applied to our email template and are looking quite well. So click Next at the top of the screen to move on to the third and final step. The final step in the design of your email template is to choose the layout of your content. For example, you can have your content displayed in 2 columns, in just 1 full width column, or you can even choose a postcard layout. In this example, we'll choose the single column layout. And that's our template complete. Now just scroll to the bottom of the screen and give your template a name, and then click on Save, then Add Content. So now that we have chosen the design and layout of our email, we can now start to add our content. So let's start with the header. When you hover over the header section, you have different buttons to choose from. First, let's change the design of the header, as we want to change the text as well as the background image. So click on the Design Header button. You are first given the option to change the background image to something else. So we will change our header to this option. Next, you can edit the header content. First, the heading text, which is the main title of your email. As you can see, the font size is too large. So play around a bit with the font size, with the styles and the colour until you are happy. Once you are done, click the next step in the process from the top of the screen. Sometimes images are not displayed by default, so you need to provide some alternate text for the header image. So to keep it simple, use the same text that you used for your title. Another good thing is to make the header of your email an active link, which when clicked will take the reader to a page on your website. So enter the desired URL in the link URL field and click Save. Now we can start adding the main content to our email. Hover over the main section and click on the Edit button. Now, as we already have our content prepared, you can just go ahead and erase whatever is in the box. Then we can go to our document, select the content that you want to insert, copy it, and then go back and paste the content into the main section. As you can see, MailChimp doesn't keep the formatting from your Word document, so you'll need to play around with the style of your text until you are happy. You can choose a different colour for the text, increase the size of the font, change the font, and even centre the text. If you want, you can also add an image to your email. So click on this button here, and you're then given the option to either reference an image on another website, add a link, or upload an image from your computer. So browse to the image that you want to upload and then select Send to Server. Now once you upload the image, you can resize it, give it a different border, etc. Once you're happy with it, click OK and the image is inserted into your content. Tidy up the rest of your text, and when you're satisfied with how it looks, click on Save. You can now see how your email will look. If you scroll down, you also have a pop-up preview option, which lets you see exactly how the email will appear to your recipients. To return, simply close the pop-up window. And when you're done, click on Next. Now, one issue you may come across is that some of the people that you send the email to may not be able to view your email using the nice design, images and layout that you have chosen. Because of this, it is advisable to have a text version of your email that can be presented to these people. MailChimp automatically creates a text version for you, but you can change this if you wish. You can also click on the pop-up preview option to see how it will appear to these people. Once you are happy with it, click on Next. Finally, you are presented with a checklist of all the items in your campaign and are given the option to edit anything you want before you send the email. If all the boxes are green, then you can go ahead and send your email. However, if MailChimp detects that some required information is missing, then the box will be highlighted in red and you'll be given the option to resolve the issue. As you can see, we don't have any issues, so the last thing to do is to send this email campaign to our mailing list. Now you can either choose to send it immediately or schedule the delivery for a future date and time. The scheduled delivery is a great option if you have created your email in advance and want to make sure it is sent at a specific time. Once you've entered all your information, simply click on Schedule. And that's it. You're now done. Your email will now be sent to all the recipients in your mailing list at the date and time that you specified.